share of sand kicked in my face, but I've come through. And I need to go on, 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 on. We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. Sunshine, moonlight, I've taken my vows, my curtain calls. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. I thank you all, but it's been no bed of roses, no pleasure cruise. I consider it a challenge before the whole human race, and I ain't gonna lose. And I need to go on, 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 on. We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. Champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. Oh, we are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions.
Yeah, be right back up with this. Today we're solving mysteries, starting with Mystery Inc. Scooby Doo, Where Are You? Is a crime-solving horror comedy which serves as a parody to many crime-solving shows and movies of the 60s and 70s. The animated series serves as the very first children's show to have the twist of portraying crime-solving teenagers who actually are the bad guys all along. Wait, what, how? Well, stick around and find out after this song. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? I have something for you now. Come on, Scooby-Doo, I see you. It's time to solve some crimes now. And when the bad guys come along, it's time for you to do something so great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, Scooby-Doo, I love you. Let's solve some crimes now. Okay, enough of that. Okay. So the cat's out of the bag. I'm here to drag Hannah and William Barbara to my conspiracy theory lab. Let's unpack Scooby-Doo, okay? Before the song anecdote, I did say something suspicious, like say how Scooby-Doo is the very first crime-solving series based on the bad guys. Well, that's right. When we think Mystery Inc. and their crime-solving jinx of cracking every case, how is it possible, hey, that a bunch of teenagers who barely know how to bathe are able to do something brave as police work? Well, perhaps their genius is true, but maybe it's not what we think, because there's much more to it. Remember, the Mystery Gang, a part of a bunch of rock stars, right? They want to be famous. So in their spare time, they solve crimes, and this is to gain fame and acclaim so people can listen to their music, when they're on tour. Well, a lot needs to be known. See, a top secret kept by the executives of the show is now being exposed, okay? An expo. Remember how in the first live-action version of Scooby Doo, starring Freddie Prinze Jr. as Fred and Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne, something was odd that we couldn't believe. The plot twist, the fact that the mastermind behind that case was none other than the fun-loving cousin of Scooby Doo, Scrappy Doo. How you doing, Scrappy Doo? Could you believe that, my dudes? How could a pup be responsible for mayhem and all sorts of witchcraft? Well, just like the teenage gangsters from Americana, the young can also be a monster. I am the reincarnation of City Boom. Okay. Also, it is insisted for us to expect the unpredictable. In Scooby-Doo, there is certainly something off about it. Oh, I notice a division between Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, and the rest of the crime-solving gang. Okay. There's a bit of a hierarchy, class system. It's like Scooby and Shaggy of the lower class, but the others are the more popular kids. The girls sit next to them. There's an elitist attitude that Fred puts up. He thinks he's hot stuff, and the girls love him. Maybe they do because he's rich and handsome. But there's more to it, my dudes and dudettes. If you check the facts, they seem fictitious when in fact that's all true, my cuz. Fred, Daphne, and Velma are mysteriously always the most cowardly, yet they take all the credit when Scooby-Doo and Shaggy capture the enemy. JKs, I smell a clue. How? See, Fred is obviously the mayor's son, and the mayor is behind everything. He probably gives Shaggy the scoop about the latest mishaps involving ruthless criminals who are using ghosts and demons to scare off tourists from the god, okay? I know what I'm saying, might be insane as if too bold, okay? But pay close attention and I'll explain it all. Why do you think the criminals always say the same thing? I could have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you darn kids. Why are they so arrogant in believing they could get away with it? It's because they know the kids are in on it. Okay, it's a double-crossing situation. The crime-solving team in Scooby-Doo exists in a parallel universe where it is normal for people to place a hex or curse on their neighbors, and it always works, just like in the Addams Family. I am Lord. The world is full of spooky and believable things. This crime-solving gang are actually the masterminds of all the crimes. See, this is a stick-up. They are hired to do double-crossing of the criminals involved in the schemes, and that would explain how and why they always easily uncover everything. I follow the clues, I read the gestures, and it is impossible to come to the conclusion that Velma and Fred uncover in the end. This could mean something doesn't add up. Well, why do they do the double-crossing? Well, it's because the criminals are hired to fake like a spooky situation, and maybe someone is murdered, and Fred and his gang should come and solve the crime and become heroes. But things go badly when the person hired to do the spooky thing is like, hey, I want a bigger paycheck. I don't want Fred to go the credit. I'm gonna do this thing for real so that he becomes a masked killer. Okay, so one thing they don't reveal in Scooby-Doo is that people are actually killed. People are actually murdered by the villainous spooky ghost. Oh, and now the police have to catch the perpetrator. Because Scooby's friends know the truth behind the perpetrators, they want to steal all the acclaim. So they come in and they swoop in and they say, hey, we're going to catch the bad guys. But they are very cowardly. So they always let Scooby-Doo and Shaggy to be used in a trap to catch the bad guys because they do not want to do the hard work themselves. Sometimes the mayor pays off the criminals to stage the whole thing so that his son can swoop in and be the hero. The problem, however, is always that Shaggy and Scooby-Doo are left out of the scheme until the very end, which could mean one thing. Perhaps Fred, Velma, and Daphne try to set up their pals. Please, that's hard to believe. Well, is it really? With a pop like Scooby, who's obviously in love with Velma and Daphne, he would do anything for some lovey-dovey attention with the ladies. But Scooby-Doo is a talking dog, so how do you explain that, please? Well, Scooby-Doo may be a dog, but he was once a human before being transformed into a great day. Wow. Thanks to an evil curse just like Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. Scooby's curse is broken only after his achievement of certain things in his crime-solving path. Perhaps he has to find evidence that his own pal Shaggy set him up and other things. It's really mysterious and confusing, but I'm here to unpack all the illusions. Or maybe Scooby is a human being pretending to be a dog and it's just like a mask. Who knows? So what's the purpose of the show? To let us know that life is often unpredictable. Okay.
Fell far as two of the gang's key members, Shaggy
In 1999, a live-action version of Scooby Doo was released, directed by Philip Rogenois, the filmmaker famous behind Patriot Games, starring Harrison Ford, and also Roots miniseries from 2016. The film starred Denzel Washington, Angelina Jolie, and Queen Latifah. The title of the film was The Bone Collector. It had an injured police detective working with an adult version of Velma to catch a serial killer who was actually working with Velma all along. Chickies! Angelina Jolie plays Amelia, Velma, a rookie cop eager to steal the props from other hardworking forensic detectives. Okay, well, Velma is no joke. Linked to the mob and heavily favored by the crime boss, she's their chosen champion. The princess and hidden whipping used to constantly stay 1 or 2 steps ahead of the Popo. On the other hand, a now human version of Scooby-Doo is played by Denzel Washington. Scooby was a decorated police chief whose hard work and graft in catching criminals earned him several titles. However, on one fateful night, things turned ugly for our knight in shining armor. A shapeshifter killer tricked him into entering an abandoned building. After finding the killer, Stop! Police, the killer vanished and left Scooby to suffer. He was shot like old school Godfather. He was shot up multiple times in the legs by his own compatriots, fellow police detectives who now hated him. You stole my girlfriend, you stupid son of a gun, I'm gonna kill you. They left him for dead, but Scooby-Doo made a full recovery, my dudes. He now pretends to be a quadriplegic to elude his enemies that still want to kill him. So he's pretending as if he's got no, like his legs are broken, he's lame, and his bedridden, needs a nurse at a time. As reward or punishment for his great bravery and service, Scooby is reinstated as detective working from his bedroom. He's often assumed to be useless, but he's actually a ruthless genius who has a 100% record in crime solving. Scooby-Doo is caught upon once again, this time to solve a riddle left behind by a fan of Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a killer who hides under sewers. Yeah, disgusting. Well, he doesn't actually hide under sewers, but lives in a bad neighborhood, meaning he's poor, yes, but also because he's cursed to pretend to be so, he's hired by the mob to fake crime scenes that Velma can later solve. The killer gets cocky and actually starts killing human beings. That was not really part of the plan. Anyway, so was poverty, man. I did not plan on being poor, it just happened. Now I have to do these serial killings to eat a living, okay? I saw the killer begins abducting and suspecting citizens in exchange for a handsome ransom. When the police refuse to give in to his demands, he ends up killing his victims. Okay, I'm just gonna kill them. And you don't give me the $10 million, I'm killing the person. Leaving behind clues that can link him to the crime scene. I may be a criminal, but I want to leave clues just to prove that I am smart and I read a lot of books. I'm a bone collector. I collect bones of rats. I pretend they're from humans, okay? Okay. So he's been leaving clues that can link him to the crime scene, and guess what? Forensic detectives actually catch him because that's what they do. They put everything together. So Velma is given the scoop. All she has to do is uncover the truth. After all, it's her cousin who's doing all the killings, my dude. The police decide Velma is too much of a prize or risk that could end up dying. So instead they recruit Scooby-Doo, played by pretending to be broken version of Denzel Washington. So a bedridden man who works 4 to 5 cases from his bedroom. He solves each one of them, and theirs is 100% record, son, and then he plays chess in his spare time. So Scooby soon gets into an altercation with his partner Velma. He doesn't trust her and accuses her of being behind the murders. At this point, the police don't care. It's either Scooby works breaks with Velma or else he can say goodbye to his job and decorated career. She is the prize. You were just old news, okay? We're gonna fire you. The two work together reluctantly, but guess what? They defiantly solve the crimes with no fear. Even with that, things are not what they appear. Turns out the killer, nicknamed the Bone Collector, is just a pretender. A cousin of Velma who would do anything for her. He has been working and scheming to help her in her appearance as the hero. He's willing to take the fall as the masked killer only if Velma accepts him to be her partner. Only as a friend, they don't have to be romantically involved. Turns out our Romeo would go to the ends of the earth and cross River Jordan just to help Velma get all the perks, okay? It's a tad bit too far from the nerd that is hired to do the pretty girl's homework, but it works all the same as a metaphor for the lengths we go for love, sacrifice, our own well-being. Please don't judge me, but I have to. The whole sequence was ridiculous, my dudes. But Angelina Jolie is one hell of a hottie toddy. You might kill 10 men for her, okay? The Bone Collector is a masterpiece thriller with twists and turns that would startle you, that almost kill you. I'm having a seizure. This movie almost seized my well-being, okay? Anyway, it's amazing. You gotta watch it.
Talk to me.
I can't do this.
Critically acclaimed comedy legends Martin Short and Steve Martin have been working the comedic magic for at least 4 decades. They work together on SNL and also on Father of the Bride. With many accolades between them, the two are surely known as iconic superhero comics. In 2021, they began their run on a show called Only Murders in the Building. The show also stars the amazing Selena Gomez as Velma. Only Murders in the Building serves as a strange spin-off of Scooby Doo and Sherlock Holmes, with Martin Short as Scooby Doo, Steve Martin as Sherlock Holmes, and Selena Gomez as Velma. If you notice the strangeness in Velma's voice, it's a suggestion that she wants people to remember her for her nerdy appearance and talk, much like in Scooby Doo, where her crime solving is based on a high intellect. I'm just a nerdy ugly girl who solves crimes, okay? Of course, we did debunk this theory and people have found it scary that we know so much. Next we shall be talking about the killers of Biggie and Tupac. I'm kidding, of course, but maybe not. We shall see, because our crime solving podcast is trying to make some money. Just hope you don't end up locked up for it. I know, right? I gotta be careful with it, honest. In the 5th season of Only Murders in the Building, Sherlock Holmes, Scooby Doo, and Velma are hell-bent on uncovering the truth behind a new murder. Who did the murder? The doorman was found dead in a fountain. Wow. The police statement said it was an accident, but then something is not adding up, my friends. Okay, earlier on, the mob boss was asking the trio some questions. See, at the end of season 4, a lot happened. In season 4, Sherlock Holmes was able to uncover the truth after his former girlfriend, strong bodyguard, was found dead in her living room. Oh my god. It was later revealed that his ex-girlfriend was a con woman, a spy who was constantly trying to kill Sherlock Holmes. After many failed assassination attempts, Sherlock only grew more and more famous, while Saz got ridiculed for not having the Saz, what it takes to make it in Hollywood. You're not good enough for Hollywood, baby. Saz soon hatched the plot to frame Sherlock Holmes for own murder. Fed up of life, Les Miserables, she decided to end it. She hired a hitman who would kill her, then frame this murder on Sherlock Holmes and his other podcasters. Oh my god. When Saz is murdered, Sherlock is not fooled. He soon discovers the plot by executives from Hollywood to set him up, okay? A baffling script writer who also wanted vengeance is the one responsible for Saz's murder. After he's apprehended, time moves on and things become splendid again. Only for a new form of mystery solving to the end. Scooby-Doo hosts a wedding at his building, is getting married. After the festivities are done, their doorman is found dead. Oh my god, in a pool of his own blood. Another murder to solve. That cliffhanger was the setup that would ultimately lead us into season 5. Currently standing with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 96%. Only Murders in the Building is fantastic and make that The opening episode of Season 5 features a guest appearance by acclaimed award-winning actress famous for Bad Boys and Fun with Dick and Jane, starring her alongside Jim Carrey in that funny movie. I'm talking about Tia Leone. Tia plays a mob boss who is desperately looking for her missing husband. She asks for the help of Sherlock Holmes, Scooby Doo, and Velma, but they refuse the offer as the murder did not happen in their building. We only deal with murders in the building. Later, it is revealed that the missing mob boss's husband could be the key to solving the murder of the trio's doorman. Okay, awkward. You gotta go back to that person that you said no to. The picture revealed that the doorman and the mob boss's husband were pals who would make regular appearances at an underground club. At the end of the explosive episode 1, Scooby-Doo makes sure that a huge clue is found. The body of the mob boss's husband is found not in his apartment but on a hangwire in a store for dry cleaning. Oh my god. Definitely this was an accident. The team now have two interlinked murders to solve. The big punchline in only murders in the building is very odd. One will ask, why do the trio only solve murders in the building? Okay, well, because Velma is involved in every single one of those murders, just like a Scooby-Doo. Where are you? And the Bone Collector. Velma is a major culprit because she lives in that building. No coincidence. Everything is connected. Each season is a failed attempt at faking murders, then framing Scooby-Doo and Sherlock Holmes for the whole thing. But then if Sherlock and Scooby know the truth, why don't they reveal it? Why keep it all secret? They're both undercover, trying to uncover a big escape between the police and the government. A big web of corruption that they're close to revealing. It's only possible if they carry on with the charade, okay? The Murder Podcast is a cover for more than meets the eye, my guys. Only murders in the building can be quite off-putting because the comedy comes in at mistimed places. That guy died, oh my god, This is no accident. The Scooby-Doo and Sherlock Holmes want to make light of their situation in order to elude Velma before she finds out she's under trial for murder. They often act like baffling idiots, drug dealers, and pushers who have no sense. They do all this in the major setup to make the real villain do all the crime solving. Since she's the true mastermind when she's
They're billionaires. This isn't the mob. This is the new mob of New York. Please tell me you recorded that. These people could be killers.
Oh, you got your hands on the body.
Hey, that's a felony, right? I'm sure they went to the authorities immediately.
You know what? Let's get you some more caviar.
I think there's more caviar.
Absolutely. We definitely have bologna.
We're pretty successful. Oh my god, hi!
Mayor Tobin in the house.
I'm just getting started.
Tell me more.
Chop, chop.
Let's talk murder. The easiest way to win is to make your opponent think they're playing a different game entirely.
Did anyone check to see if Lester had all his fingers? I'm gonna work my way in there.
As we distance ourselves from him.
What are you doing? Is he touching my husband?
No. He's doing it for Lester.
We're all going to hell. You're hooked up with a suspect.
It was kind of a magical night.
Carl,
Stop slut-shaming me!